This is Tim Albright at AVNation at ISE 2024 in the Ames Alliance with Andrew Starks from Ames. How are you, brother?
I'm doing great.
Good. You guys have had a busy week.
We've been, at times, we've felt overwhelmed.
Really? That's a good.
It's been very busy, yeah.
You and I talked in the preview on this about this interoperability test you went through. How did that go?
It went great. We got all greens, and to be honest,
that sounds good.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for, right? And we've been working so closely together for, through this whole process that, quite honestly, we were kind of expecting that,
Okay.
And it was great to have it happen. So yeah, and then now, really that next step is for the VSF board to actually ratify it, and then we'll have, the core documents for IPMX will be a, finalized, specification. So
what happens now? See, here's the thing. This has been interesting because not that anybody knows or needs to know how the sausage is made, but when we do these, right, we do stand tours, we record, videos of product, we projectors and switcher, and your software, right, primarily, so you're standard, right? IPMX is a standard.
Yeah.
And so when you and I talk, I'm like, okay, what's the next step? So for you, what is the next step here? What is the next thing to do?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I mean, if I can just take an aside for a second here, there's a sense, it's like, when's this going to be done? You're like, are we there yet?
100%.
Yeah. But I think, I kind of felt that way too. But then when I look back, and it's only been like 3 years, and when you think about what we're trying to do, it's actually gone quite quickly and quite well. So now that we've got these core documents done, of course, there's other things we're adding that are on the roadmap.
Yeah.
But these are the ones that we need to, to go to war with, so to speak.
Okay.
The next step really is like the legal framework. How do I get a logo on my box? How do I, what are the profiles? So Profile A has to work with every other Profile A box. We got uncompressed mezzanine codec. We've got high compression codec. We got to have all that laid out. What are the testing requirements for, right now the testing is getting done because we're doing the testing as we're developing the standards. So there's the 5 manufacturers that have already been part of that have been through the gauntlet, right? Yeah. But once you have it as a standard, the hope and dream is that you're going to have 20 or so other implementations of it. So we have to have all that very well defined. And that's really next. And I can share with you, I think hopefully I didn't say this on the preview, I'll give you something new here, but we're really aiming at Infocom to have that defined.
Okay.
Then you'll ask me, well, does that mean it'll be done? Well, no. We'll be a little bit. Basically, everything will be in place there, but in terms of launching IPMX, I think it'll be a little bit after that. We're all kind of thinking, well, maybe here next year or something like that. But we're kind of in that final stage.
Okay. One of the interesting things I found this week in talking to you guys and some of the other members of Ames is you're already talking with manufacturers, right? You've already got folks that are, working with the standard and implementing that, or at least, talking about that. Can you talk about that for a second?
Yeah, I mean, that's the key. I mean, so since the beginning with IPMX, really you've got like the people with the, the big ecosystems, right? Yeah. Not so interested in having an open standard, right? But then you've got a sea of sort of smaller manufacturers that really would benefit from an open standard. And there's been a lot of interest in that. So we've got, great interest from companies like Panduit, and I'm actually going to look over your head here. 80 Pro Edge joined, and we've got those, and then we've also got the people that have been doing SMPTE 2110, and of course they're very enthusiastic, like Matrox and Evertz and those guys. But what's sort of new this year, I think, is interest from very, very large manufacturers, ones that are shipping products in the tens of thousands, right? And I can say, publicly, one example of that would be Panasonic, who's got IPMX in their booth, and they're very enthusiastic about it. There's NDAs, and people are private about things, especially when you're talking about such large quantities and everything. But I can tell you confidently that, the kinds of manufacturers that are shipping in the tens of thousands have projects in flight. Nice. They're, prototype phase, some of them have got products planned and things like that. But that's really what you need to see. They're I think like the rest of the industry, they're they want an open standard, but they want an open standard that's going to fly, right? And I think that the confidence is really in the decisions we've made in terms of the technology, making it available on software, making it easy to implement, basing it on something as true and tested as SMPTE 2110 and AES 67 has been a real key to building that confidence, and I think we're starting to see them kind of move in that right direction. So,
Andrew, somebody wants to find out more about AIMS, how do they do that?
IPMX.io, and if anybody is interested in joining the effort, we would love to have them at aimsalliance.org, and also VSF.tv and AMWA.tv as well. So,
all right,
yeah, right on.
Andrew Starks from AIMS Alliance. For us, for AVNation, go by our website, AVNation.tv. That's AVNation.tv. Follow along as we bring you more videos from the show floor of ISE 2024. All that and more at AVNation.tv. It's AVNation.tv.